The systems you need to sell your business. Yes. Stop being your own limitation and learn to remove yourself from the process with our special guest here on this episode of Entrepreneurship is a Marathon. Karim Kerachni spent most of his life growing up in France. Moving back to Canada in 2014, Kerachni is a self-starter and a successful entrepreneur. He opened his own cleaning company in Halifax, which is he's now in the process of selling. And since its inception, it has become the number one cleaning company in Nova Scotia. So Karim is joining us from Nova Scotia. And so we are pre-recording this episode because usual timing would bring them to like midnight. But in this episode, Karim will be sharing with us strategies to becoming number one, strategies to financial freedom, and strategies to ensuring that you are growing and building successful companies and establishing that legacy for yourself and your family. But first, and some of you are likely new. So before we get into nitty gritty of our special guest here and the different questions that we have for him as well to help inform you, welcome. You're listening to Entrepreneurship is a Marathon every Tuesday live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern. My name is Vanessa Zambi, and I'm the business defibrillator. I consult local community businesses on how to revive, grow, and scale their business without burnout, sleep deprivation, or overwhelm. And as always, in every episode, the question that I ask, what has been your win of the week? So in the last 7 days, whether it's personal or business, what has been your win of the week? As entrepreneurs, as business owners, it's very easy to, you're like, you have this goal and you haven't yet met it. And you're like, oh my goodness, I haven't met this goal. I'm such a terrible entrepreneur. Oh, my business, man, 10 years and here I am still here, right? And it's very, very easy to get caught up in what you're not accomplishing. So we take the moment here in every episode to talk about what has been your win of the week. So share with us, whether you're watching a replay or watching us live, comment on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, what has been your win of the week. So if you're on YouTube, you'll scroll down, hit subscribe, and then type in the comments, what has been your win of the week. If you're watching on the Facebook or LinkedIn, then look to the right of your screen and comment, what has been your win of the week? Let's celebrate together. Karim, what's been your win of the week?
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Wow, what an introduction. I love your energy. It's always amazing, so inspiring. My win of the week, I've been thinking about it. I have actually multiple ones. That's the thing, when you have your pause on multiple things. But I would say my main one, and that was literally just before this call, I was on the phone with the buyer of my cleaning company. And we actually, since last time we talked, it's actually he's gonna purchase 60% of the business instead of selling it entirely. I've decided to actually stay a little bit hands-on. But I was just on the phone with him, and he's been approved for everything, financing and all of that. Now we're in the due diligence part, paperwork and everything. But basically, it's all confirmed. It's great. It's been it's the result of a couple of months of work. So super exciting. That's one win amongst others, but that's the main one.
Awesome. So such what Karim is saying, he's just a winner. He just keeps winning. So you're in for a great episode here, right? How is he winning, right? So first, what has been my win of the week? Well, my win of the week was the past 30 minutes. So before this meeting, the internet went out. Karim and I were emailing, and I was like, oh yeah, the show's this, the show's that. And then my internet went out, and I was like, wait a second, what? And then it turns out that the whole power outage in my entire town, folks. I know, wasn't it something? But I did not let that get in my way. Absolutely not. Because after this interview, I actually have a presentation I'll be doing. And so I said, I have many people relying on me here. So what I did instead was I Google searched co-working space. I called them up and I said, do you have electricity? Do you have electricity? And they said, yes. And I said, absolutely great. Do you have an open room? And so now this is a different background than what I usually do, because I'm now in an office space at a co-working space in the town nearby because I drove over so we could be here this evening. So my win is my resourcefulness, my efficiency, and my ability to stay cool in a crisis. Love it. So what has been your win of the week? Type it in the comments. Yes. And so now we're going to get into, and as if you didn't already learn a bunch of stuff already, we have more in store. So Karim Kerachni is joining us from Nova Scotia. He's a serial entrepreneur, successful serial entrepreneur, and currently owns the number one cleaning company in Nova Scotia. And he's also serving, we'll get more into details about this later on in the episode, but he's also director of franchise development of Property Guys here responsible for the area of Massachusetts, so to speak, right? And so he just crosses many borders. Absolutely. So the first question for you, Kareem, how did you get into business ownership? Why entrepreneurship? Like, what's your story behind that? Mm-hmm.
That's a good question, and I have also multiple answers for that. But actually, I want to link it to what you just said, and this experience over the past 20, 30 minutes. You have to be comfortable, or even excited to be uncomfortable. We've had that issue. You've had that issue. Within 20 minutes, I thought we were gonna reschedule to another day or something. Within 20 minutes, you found a solution, you applied it, and boom, we're here. So I think that's very typical to the day-to-day life of an entrepreneur or a business owner, right? You have challenges, you're a problem solver, you got to find solution to those issues. Now, back to your question, why? For me, initially, I guess it's mostly because I have a problem with authority. I don't like being told what to do. I like to do things my way. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best way, but I like to do things my way and then takes responsibility for my work and my efforts. And I think it's also a matter of to give you an example, I've never worked in a place where I'm paid a salary. But when you have a salary, the more you work, the harder you work. While you don't necessarily get paid more, maybe you get a bonus at the end of the year or whatnot. But it's not as rewarding as when you own your own business or when you're on commission, because you can basically set whatever you want to be paid, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, and you put the effort, you put the time into it to reach that goal, and then you can push the bar higher and higher and reach higher and higher goals. So that's I think the exciting part is having control, not only on your income, but also on your work-life balance, and that for me is super important. Not just the income part, but the work-life balance, having that freedom to do whatever you want. Does that make sense?
I love it. Yes. That work-life balance is very important. And we're going to get into essentially the systems that you put in place to help you get that. And if I remember correctly, so context, folks, Kareem and I know each other from networking group, know each other for a couple of months. And so I'm just going off of memory of our conversations here. But as soon as I heard more of his story, I knew that he was the right guest to have on this show. So question,
Thank you.
You had a business before the cleaning company, right? Am I correct in remembering that?
No, I worked for a business, but I was actually a sales and a sales manager on commission. So you basically work on your own. It's a job of independent contractor in a sense. So it's similar mindset. Even before that, back in France, I had also a similar position as a sales manager. And that's why I've done my whole career in sales, marketing, management, and being not necessarily being on my own, because you do need to be surrounded with people. You need to have a team, to have people, mentors and people to rely on. But it's really this matter of working for yourself, working for your own success, and having the freedom not only in time and also to reach the goals that you want. So yeah, I used to work for Vivint, a home security and smart home company. And then moving to Nova Scotia, I immediately noticed a big demand in cleaning. I had no particular passion for cleaning, but I did notice a big demand in cleaning. So I've decided to supply that demand, because there was a need, and there was not necessarily the right supply, or the right companies for it. So yeah, I started from scratch. I even started from cleaning myself for the first 6-7 months to get to learn the business, before actually deciding to hire and manage, go from being the doer to the manager, and then after a couple of years to actually hire a manager and assistant manager and being the owner, so working on the business instead of working in the business. And that's an advice that I highly I give to any business owners and entrepreneurs. Don't be stuck in your business, because you cannot grow. You end up being your own limitation. And you need to create systems and processes for every level of the company, from the technical part, from the doing, to the marketing, the accounting, the recruiting, firing, every aspect of the business needs to be systematized and recorded, so you can actually get someone else to do it for you, and that's how you can expand your business. Think about it this way: if you have a business, you have a passion for what you're doing, that what you're doing is is the best in whatever industry. So it is, I guess, your duty to get that service or that value to reach the largest number of people, right? Not just in cleaning, but whether you have a bakery, for you as a consultant, you want to reach as many people as possible, right? So in any industry, you should aim to expand one way or another and reach the largest number of people. And for that, you need to remove yourself from the process. Otherwise, you become your own bottleneck. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. And so I know you mentioned that you've had lots of different advice and mentors and such. What was sort of, we say, one book or one person or one advice that was really pivotal to your success? I know you meant, well, the advice you mentioned was the whole idea of ensuring that you're taking gradual steps from working in the business to working on the business and be going from like a doer to a manager, you say. And what were sort of some other, like, with people, things, books, etc., that really pivotal to your success that you would recommend someone else?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would start with a book. I think we talked about that book, The E-Myth, by Michael Gerber, I think, something like that. That has been, so everything that I just mentioned in terms of system is in a sense summarized in that book. I had those ideas in mind, and then I've been recommending that book and realized, oh, that's exactly what I want to do, and that allowed me to apply in a more organized manner, if that makes sense. I read it very early on, and it's been very much pivotal for the success of my business, and the future ones as well, Property Guys as well, with whom I'm working now. That's the same idea that I'm trying to apply. So this idea of having, initially when you start a business, you have three hats. You're the technician, the manager, and the owner at the same time. And it's not because you're good at one thing that means you're good at everything. So it's important to actually, delegate, automate, or delete. That's how I always see it. If there is a task or a task or a duty, can I delegate it? Can I automate it? Or I just get rid of it?
Love it. Delegate, automate, or delete. Yes. And for those who didn't hear, the book was The E-Myth. E-Myth. MYTH. Love it. And so as you sell this cleaning business, and you kind of alluded to this, Karim, but as you sell this cleaning business, what is next for you right now? Well, you're not selling completely. You're still going to be hands-on. Well, you're not going to be hands-on. You're still going to have some sort of essentially stake within the business, but now you'll have more freedom and time to do other things. And I know that you're currently essentially serving as a director of franchise development for Property Guys. And for those who aren't familiar, franchise is pretty much kind of like a business in a box, right? So when you decide to buy a franchise or go into a franchise and become a franchisee, you're pretty much buying into a business in a box. You still have to do the marketing and sales, but essentially they give you materials to use to do that for you and all that sort of jazz. And so essentially Karim Property Guys is a franchise company. And Karim has taken on the role to be the director of franchise development within Massachusetts area. And so tell us more about that, Karim. Why did you take on this role, and what is next?
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's awesome. That's a great question, because I felt, so when I've been introduced to Property Guys over 2 years ago now, the model and the company, I was sold immediately. I loved it. I wanted to get involved one way or another, and so the opportunity came with the US expansion. So I've decided to help with the franchise growth in Massachusetts. As I found out, I figured this is really the result of all my experiences in the past, from sales, marketing, and entrepreneurship, business ownership. All of that resulted to this specific position. And to answer your question, that's actually the main reason why I've decided to sell part of my cleaning business, was specifically to focus on Property Guys, because I really see enormous potential there. And as I was mentioning, this brings a lot of value to franchisee, and those franchisee bring a lot of value to hundreds of people in their community. So in a nutshell, just for those who are not familiar with Property Guys, Property Guys is basically the disruptor in the real estate industry, in the sense of it offers an innovative solution to home sellers to sell their house easily, smoothly, and for a fraction of what they would pay otherwise through the traditional model. Literally 1/10 of any commission they would pay to any real estate agent. And all of that using technology, using a whole team of experts. So it's I'm not gonna go too much on that. We can always connect later on, but just to give you an idea, being the disruptor in the real estate industry, just like Airbnb or Netflix or Uber, 10 years ago, it's super exciting, and I know it's going to help tons and tons of people, home sellers, and my position is to actually award franchise to franchisee, an exclusive territory to them, and in that sense, I'm turning their life around. I mean, not me, but I'm finding people who are going to turn their life around with this business and become very successful with it. And regarding the franchise idea, just like you said, it's basically a whole business in a box. It's a whole set of models and processes, as well as the brand and the reputation, the strong brand and reputation. So instead of starting a business from scratch, sometimes you don't have the idea or the even the courage or the finances or you don't know where to start. Well, when you get a franchise, you have a proven model. For Property Guys, it's been 23 years of success all across North America. So you get a proven model, and you just follow the steps. You have the support in the back. You have the marketing team. You have coaches. You have other franchisee advising you. So you literally cannot fail. If you put the effort, you put the time, you literally cannot fail. And I mean, that's just amazing. It's a win-win in every direction. You get what I mean?
Love it. Love it. To win-win in every direction. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Karim, for joining us. And for those who want more information, how can people reach you? What is the best way?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. It's Property Guys Franchise or Property Guys Massachusetts. You can also reach out to me directly on my Calendly. My scheduler is calendly.com/Kerachni, my last name. You can also shoot me a text, give me a call at 857-308-1234. Or simply propertyguys.com, Property Guys Franchise. It's very easy to find. Hey, here we go. I'd be more than happy to meet with any of you and give you some more details. And if you yourself or anyone who is interested in starting a franchise in Massachusetts, I can guarantee you that's the right move.
Love it, love it. Well, thank you, Karim, for joining us here from Nova Scotia, and we wish you the very best with your company, next level of your company, but also with Property Guys and the expansion of Property Guys within Massachusetts. Thank you all, audiences and listeners. If you are looking at your own business and looking to see what systems can you put in place for your next future, your next level as you look to get to the 15 years of your business, 20 years, or maybe you're also looking to sell. Maybe you're looking to sell in 5 to 10 years. But you still need to ensure you're setting yourself up for success today. And so if you're looking to connect further on that, feel free to reach out to me at power.bzambi.com for a complimentary Underwhelm Your Overwhelm business session. And look forward to hearing more about your business and where you're looking to go with it and seeing if we're fit to work together. With that being said, have a lovely, abundant rest of week and chat with you all soon. Thank you, Karim, again for joining us.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you for having me. I love your podcast. It's awesome. Thank you.